Welcome back. So this is all we have done, like this. All of these, you can see they are very beautiful. So today we are going to talk about styling in HTML. Styling, also called CSS, is an important part of web development because it allows developers to customize the appearance of their website by changing the color, font, size, and other aspects. We have different methods of styling our website as developers, and these methods include the inline styling, the internal styling, and the external styling. Let's start with inline styling. So, in inline styling itself is when the styling is directly applied to an HTML element using the style attributes, not the word style attributes, style attributes. So when it is directly applied on an HTML element, you see all of these are elements. All of these are elements. So when you directly apply it on an HTML element, when you apply the style attribute on an HTML element, is called inline styling. So let's apply it to any of the elements we have here. You can see, let's apply it to this level 1 heading. Let's assume we want to change this level 1 heading to the background color. We want to change the background color to green. So we come here and say style attributes. You see, now we already have the style attributes. So remember, I talk about style attributes and I talk about attribute name and attribute value. So we used to put our value inside these quotes. But when we are dealing with style attributes, we have the property and the value. So now we have the style. So the property will be background. Since we want to change the background color to be background color. So we usually use the American English when coding. So background color, then column. Remember to put your column. When you have it like this, is the property. Before we have the value. So the property and the value is inside this quotation mark. So our value will be green. The background color, then value, green. So this is green. This green is the value. This is the property. And this is the attribute name. So when you finish writing like this, you put a semicolon at the front like this. So let's see our work. Wow, you can see this is very lovely. It has changed the background color. We can apply multiple properties to an element. So we already put background color. Let's change the size. So we can, inside the same element, let's change the size and say font size. So just remember to put this your semicolon before starting another one. It's separated by starting another property. You separated by this column. So you use the column, the space. So this one will be font size. So the font size, then you put a column, not semicolon this time around. Let's check it again. So let's change the size to 62 pixel, like this. Wow, you can see it's now bigger. I changed the size, I made it bigger. If I want to make it small, I can say 10 pixel, so that this change will be obvious. I can say 10 pixel. You can see it's now very small. It's now very small. So that is how you can apply multiple properties to a particular element. So let's try another inline styling. Let's apply inline styling to this our table. So you come inside the table element like this, the opening tag. So inside, let's say we want to increase the size. You can say style, you bring out the style again and write inside. Let's use the width property, then column, as I've said. Let's give it a size of 30 pixel. This is going to make it small. So you can see it's kind of smaller. So if I want to make it 30%, that means I won't use pixel. I want to make it take just 30% of the screen size. So now it is taking just 30% of the screen size. This screen size, the remaining one like this is 70%. So you see, one good thing about percent is that when you use percent and you change it to laptop, it's also going to take 30% of the screen size of a laptop. But when you are using pixel, it will be very small. But when you are dealing with percent, it is responsive somehow. So let's use 100%. It's going to take the full screen size of this our phone. You can see it's taking the full screen size. When it's on laptop too, it's going to take the full screen size of a laptop. But if we use 100 pixel, it's going to be small. And when you transfer it to a laptop, it will even look smaller because the screen size of a laptop is wider than that of a phone. That is the good part about using percent. Even this our image, where is it? We can add this thing to it. We can make it bigger by using the percent. Okay, instead of this pixel, we use pixel 100 pixel and it's looking this small. So let's change it to 100% just to explain how the percent and the pixel work so that you can see it. You can see it's taking the full size of the screen because we are using we put the height in this 170 pixel. Let's make it 100% also. You are going to see it looking perfect because it's taking the actual size. Yes, this one is taking the full size. It will take your full screen size for 100%, but for width it will take the full screen size of width. But for height, it's just going to take the shape of the image. So now we are done with inline styling. Like I said, when you are using inline styling, you apply directly on the element, and you can even apply multiple properties with a single style attribute on an element. But you can use you can apply a property to multiple elements at the same time when using this thing, when using inline styling. But you see, if I put, this paragraph tag is all these our text formatting song is inside one paragraph tag. If I put styling here and I say style, yeah, and I want to change the color to blue, I'll put this close, this one. You see it's blue. It won't affect this. You have to go to each line to start putting it, to start applying the CSS to it. But when we are dealing with internal styling, so now let's deal with internal styling. The internal styling is when the styling is placed inside the head element of the HTML document using the style element. Note the word style element. The first one, which is inline styling, we use the style attribute, but this one is style element. So we are going to say paragraph. We bring the element we want to apply styling to like this. Then we use a curly bracket. Note a curly bracket, not our normal bracket. Then you say color. This one, we are changing the color. Okay, let's use background color. We have tried color on that line. So let's use background color. Sorry, background. Then color, the property. Then now our, what do we call it? Our value. So let's use the value red. Okay, red. Come here. You can see It affected all paragraph because we use the element name. This is the advantage the internal styling has over the inline styling. You don't need to start going to each line to apply the CSS. You just call the elements, then you apply the whatever you want with it. You can also apply multiple properties to this one. So let's change the color to white. The color to white. So you see, but you see this one did not change. There is something called level of hierarchy. When you apply a CSS directly to an element, it takes what do they call it? It takes higher hierarchy than applying it in internal styling. That is why this one did not change. So let's go and remove when we remove it from this line, where is it? This line is going to affect everything. So this is it. I've removed it. So you can see this. You can see. So now this is how to apply inline styling and internal styling. You can see this internal styling. We use style element. Inline we apply directly to an HTML element. And finally, we have the external styling. The external styling is when the styling is placed in a separate file called a CSS file. The CSS file is linked to the HTML document using the link element. Note the link element. The first one, which is the inline styling, we use the style attributes. The second one, internal styling, we use the style element, not attributes. While for external styling, which is the professional way of styling, we use the link element and we place it inside head. Like this. This is the link element. This is what we use to link the CSS file to our HTML document. And it is the professional way of coding. Then when you hear people saying I'm learning CSS, I'm now on CSS, what they are talking about is this external styling, this professional way of styling. So, see you in our next class. Bye.